Welcome back. For the second time this year, a member of the Progressive Democratic Congressional Group, known as the Squad, lost a primary election. Missouri Representative Cori Bush was defeated yesterday by St. Louis prosecutor Wesley Bell. It was just one of a handful of primary races across the country that we were watching last night in states including Michigan, Missouri, Kansas, and Washington. CBS News political reporter Hunter Whittle joins us now with more on this story. Hunter, thanks so much for helping us break this down. So this is now the second member of the Squad to lose re-election. Explain why.
Good morning. It's good to be with you. This Cori Bush primary for Representative Bush, it was an interesting dynamic because while this obviously mimics the loss that you mentioned for Representative Jamal Bowman in New York a few weeks back, Representative Bush had some other struggles as well. CBS News had reported that she was under investigation by the Department of Justice for potential, misuse of funds for personal security. That was a big factor here potentially. And also, she has obviously voted, against Democrats at key times. I'll also note millions were spent trying to defeat her in this primary by a group linked to the American Israel Public Affairs Committee. That's hard to not see as a factor in the loss that we saw last night.
This is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. It couldn't get any better. Well, I guess it could, if they had taken off one of those other, progressive wackadoodles, but man, oh man, oh man, oh man, does this feel good. It just feels good. Something, it's almost like it tickles. It tickles. Does it tickle? It should tickle. It should tickle. So something inside you should start, laughing hysterically because Cori Bush lost her primary to pretty much a relative no name. This is awesome, man. From Fox News, Squad Representative Cori Bush's loss, cheered by right, left sounds off on AIPAC spending. You mean you got one of these PACs that are spending millions and millions of dollars to defeat her? That doesn't sound fair. Well, nobody said boo when Joe Biden got $74 million from Wall Street. Nobody said anything. What about the chick from Disney giving tens of millions to the Democratic Party? Nobody said anything. It's only a problem when it happens to one of these progressive wackadoodles. All right, before we get into it, why don't you wreck that like button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and press that notification bell so you never miss an episode. Man, it couldn't have happened to a nicer person. Controversial Missouri Congresswoman Cori Bush on Tuesday became the second Squad member to lose in a Democratic primary this year. It just tickles. I don't know why. It just tickles. Bush, a controversial lawmaker who rose to prominence in the Black Lives Matter movement. Yes, her claim to fame is your destruction. For all of you business owners out there who lost your business because of these wackadoodles, her claim to fame was your demise. So you should be applauding, you should be singing hallelujah because one of these non-thinkers lost her primary. Was denied a third term when Democratic voters nominated St. Louis County Prosecutor Wesley Bell for the seat that represents St. Louis City and part of St. Louis County. Pro-Israel groups spent millions to unseat Bush, a vocal critic of the war in Gaza and the Jewish state. It couldn't have happened to a nicer person. I'm so glad she's gone. She came to prominence because you lost your business. She came to prominence by telling everyone we need to get rid of the police. in the most vulnerable communities, the Black community. She wants to get rid of the police. Good God, have mercy. The many have spoken, the American Israel Public Affairs Committee posted on X after the race was called for bail. Congratulations to pro-Israel progressive leader Bell for Missouri on your big win against anti-Israel squad member Cori Bush. I gotta tell you, man, it just feels good. Feels good. Feels good. And it feels good. There's something is uplifting about it. It's almost like when you see someone evil, finally arrested, and you see someone evil finally get their comeuppance. It's wonderful. Bell's campaign received a big boost from the American Israel Public Affairs Committee, whose super political action committee, United Democracy Project, spent $8.5 million to oust Bush. Oust. There's something nice about that word, oust Bush. She was targeted after repeated criticisms of Israel's response to the attack. If you want to get rid of these lunatics, it takes money and strategy. This needs to happen across the country. That you gotta send these progressive wackadoodles packing. And this is the only way to do it. I don't know what else to tell you. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. It was a game plan that worked. Earlier this year in New York, in June, United Democracy Project spent $15 million to defeat another squad member, Bowman, who lost to George Latimer, a pro-Israel centrist. I'm telling you, the more these people come out and show their colors, all you have to do is campaign using them. Just all Donald Trump has to do is show sound bites of Kamala Harris, not the cackling Kamala, because they'll just dismiss that. Show her advocating for illegals getting free health care. That's all you have to do. Okay, it's standing in solidarity with sanctuary city status. That's all you have to do. AIPAC and our 4.5 million grassroots members are proud to stand with Wesley Bell, the group said. Being pro-Israel is good policy and good politics. Bush called out AIPAC in her concession speech, quote, "All they did is radicalize me, so they need to be afraid," she said. They radicalized you? They radicalized you. You weren't radical before? You who were calling to get rid of the police in neighborhoods that need the police the most, now you've been radicalized? Come on, honey. AIPAC, I'm coming to tear your kingdom down. It never ends with these people. It's like she learned nothing. And let me put all these corporations on notice. So you're going to get you do understand, Cori, you no longer have a job. Like was that lost on her? Like, hey, Cori, honey, you no longer have a job. These are millionaires, and they're using millions against you. What she do? She rails against them. I'm coming after you too. Bush's defeat was welcomed by conservatives those who support Israel. Congresswoman, quote, Congresswoman Cori Bush becomes the second squad member to lose a primary this election cycle. She and Jamal Bowman are free to join the Teletubbies. Yeah. I would think that this would be good news. You're no longer encumbered by the great red, white, and blue. You're no longer cumbered by the Constitution of the United States. You are no longer cumbered by these racist people. Now you can fly to the Gaza Strip and, pledge your allegiance. Next up, Ilhan Omar said Cori Rychek, who runs the popular Libs of TikTok account on X, the squad are too radical even for Democrats. You want to know how to defeat them? It takes effort. It takes effort. Now, I believe one of the mistakes that people like Cori Bush makes is thinking somehow they're in a district like Rashida Tlaib. Rashida Tlaib she's in a different kind of district. It is replete with, Palestinians. I mean, she's got crazy support. That's the reason. And it's my understanding that Ilhan Omar, I think she won her last election by just like 2,000, 3,000 votes, maybe even 4,000 votes. I mean, if you're a Republican and you live in that district, you can actually, because I believe they have an open primary, you can go out and you can vote for her, or you can vote against her. You can vote for her opponent. You can contribute to more of these lunatics losing power. This is wonderful. It brings, I don't know, a warmness to my heart. It tickles when hey, Cori Bush lost. She did. It's like, it tickles. It feels so good. It just feels right. You know what they say? If it feels good, do it. It just feels good and it feels right. So we did it. You're out. Ousted. Sayonara. Get out. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. All right, that's it for now. If you like this video, smash that like button and subscribe. And if you're following me on Rumble, please press that follow button. And until the next time, God bless.